All right, good evening, everybody. To start this off, I didn't even know when I ordered this incense that it was going to be called. If you can see that, it's meditation incense, specific meditation incense. So I figure I should probably light some in honor of our session that we're about to do together. Hope everyone's doing okay, doing safe. Got back from a walk myself. I'm just trying to walk every day, get out a little bit. Good for the circulation, good for mental health too, which is important when staying healthy. And of course, physically too. Uh, cool. I go ahead. I'm gonna just paste it. And here we are. Cool. So yeah, good early or late afternoon, early. Um, so today, I posted some things online to see, saying I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today. And no one gave me any. If you have suggestions for topics, feel free to comment or you know, um, should be. Also, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you like this content, and also share it with whoever you would like to help. But yeah, so in terms of thinking of what to talk about today, I had the idea to talk about suffering, a wonderful topic that a lot of people, and particularly, of course, in the Buddhist context, what does suffering? So, to start out, uh, when you first learn about Buddhism 101, everybody always talks about teachings of the Buddha, in particular the Four Noble Truths, right? So these are the things that the Buddha realized came in life about 1,000. So um, sorry, I'm just gonna check. I'm just gonna keep rolling. So when the Buddha became enlightened about 2,500 years ago, Bodh Gaya in the Four Noble Truths is what he kind of like the Four Noble Truths about life and about just the way that now exists. So the first noble truth is in Sanskrit it's dukkha. Um, the generally translated dukkha, um, which often gets translated in suffering. First rule or truth of suffering, suffering. And so, oftentimes in English, when you're reading about Buddhism, say life is suffering, how they put it. And so, life is suffering. That's the first noble. Just that's the one we're going to mostly talk about. That one. But just to run through the list, you have the first noble truth, life is suffering. Second noble truth, suffering is caused by desire. Third noble truth, that if you get rid of desire, you get suffering, logically. Fourth noble truth is that you get rid of desire by following, guess what? The Buddhist path. So it's always funny to me. Oh, yeah, you know how to end suffering in your desire? But anyway, um, So life is suffering. That's the one. And so whenever anybody hears that at first, oh God, I don't want any. This is too. I remember when I was in college and I intro everybody, God, life isn't. And so I think this reaction is caused by the term suffering and like what it means in our culture and that word. Um, but really, how I like to say or describe the suffering or dukkha in Sanskrit is actually it's this idea of the unsatisfactory nature that we kind of go through life and we want something, and once we get it, we may enjoy it for a while, but we're never truly completely and utterly satisfied. We always want something more, and we want. And so I feel like that kind of puts the idea of it better into perspective. But um, anything that's pleasurable, of course, and anything that is a source of pleasure, of course, also become a source of suffering too. Something to think. We've all too much of our favorite ice cream. We've all eaten too. It happens when we eat too much. At first, we love it. This is great. Why would we ever want to stop eating it? Playing this much, but after well, and it feels so good. You shoving your face full of ice cream. So, so that pleasurable experience that at first that you couldn't get enough of, or you thought you couldn't get enough of, all of a sudden flips around and becomes something. And so we can kind of use that idea in approaching our right. Uh, like I say, meditation can be kind of a chore oftentimes. I just struggle with it all the time. I'm like, I don't want to meditate. That doesn't seem to cause me suffering. But like, it would be annoying to do. Um, but you sit down and you do it, and your perspective shifts. You know, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I am kind of enjoying it. But this is making me calm, uh, giving me relaxation. So, that's one way that this idea of suffering plays to our practice. And then with meditation in particular, it allows you to start to see things what they really are too. Um, so much of our suffering isn't really caused by, well, they say, actually all of our suffering is caused by external factors. Now, of course, like, there are things that are painful in the world that happen. So, for instance, like if you get a cut or something, or you break your foot, I broke my foot a couple years. There's going to be the physical pain that's going to cause you suffering, right? But where the real suffering comes from, kind of like the mental anguish that you overlay physical sensation of pain. Uh, with the broken foot example, oh, I broke my foot. Oh, I'm not going to be able to walk. Oh, it's going to be so hard to get around. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? What's going to happen to me? I'm not going to be able to exercise. Am I going to get fat? Like that, all that kind of suffering and worrying actually overlaid the physical pain. Not that the pain causes this reaction in our mind basically to go off in space, worry. And when we meditate, we actually we learn how to catch ourselves at that moment. Okay, I see that my mind is spinning off into another direction. When really it's just, I just have some pain in my like who knows how long it's gonna take to heal. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a pain to get around. Yeah, I won't be able to do all the things that I like to do. But it's fine. Like if I don't focus on that so much, I won't cause suffering from those thoughts. So again, that's what meditation really helps us with, is sort of getting familiar with our mind, seeing again what different sensations cause different thoughts, or what feelings cause different thoughts, and understanding those relationships. Um, and so once you understand those relationships better, you can really, yeah, begin to catch yourself in the, where fly off, you stub your toe or something. Ah, God, I'm so stupid. How could I stub my toe? But you realize, oh, I just stubbed my toe. It just hurts. I don't need to add this other layer of mental anguish over the physical pain already. The physical pain is plenty enough. Um, and also, what you learn is that these sensations don't last forever. So any negative feeling, that pain you have, it doesn't last forever. And really, that's another source of suffering, is when you're in pain, is the idea, oh, I feel so sick. This will never end. Well, it does end. It does end, but in the moment, it like it again with meditation. That's really what we're practicing for in moments like that, where you can say, yeah, oh, if I think of it like this, where like if I think of it's never gonna, yeah, that's gonna cause me a lot of pain, but not gonna. So yeah, why don't we start meditating? Practice that. So again, we'll do the same thing that we've done the past few times. I got my bell here. I'll ring it twice. We'll start with a body scan. So we'll move our attention to parts of the body. Feel free to do this sitting cross-legged if you'd like. You can also do it sitting in a chair. If you do it sitting in a chair, I would just recommend that you place your feet firmly on the ground while you maybe rest, and then you can rest your hands on your lap like this. Another common way people rest their hands on their lap, also like well, kind of cupped there. And feel free to meditate with your eyes open or closed. It's up to you. If you generally fall asleep while meditating, um, maybe a good idea to try it with your eyes open. So yeah, so I'll ring the bell twice. We'll do the body scan. I'll ring it once. We'll take a break. Ring it again. We'll go into focusing on the breath. I'll ring it one time. We'll take a break. I'll ring it again. One more round of focusing on the breath. And then I'll ring the bell 3 times at the end. Conclude the session. So coming into our body, becoming aware, present moment. Gently move our attention. Feel your feet. Become aware of them. Touching your cross, down, become aware of your move our attention for our body. There. Feel it hold you up. Move our attention to our belly. Change the breath. I'm aware of that. Now we're going to move our attention up to our heart. Facing the chest. Notice part of your body. Now we're going to move our attention back of the shoulders. Now we'll move our attention back of the feeling that. We'll move our attention move our attention to our seat. Now we'll move our attention next. We'll move our attention to the heart. I'll move our attention back of our aware of that. Move our attention back of our feeling of. All right, now move our attention back down to the feet. Move our attention. Now move our heart. Now move our attention back of the shoulder. A moment. Once, including our first round. All right. I'll take a break. Okay. Now we'll do our second round. Again, this round we'll be focusing on the breath. So wherever breath is strongest in your body, people find it the strongest in their chest, or chest, or in their belly, or so again, wherever you feel the breath most strongly in your body. And again, the idea here is you're not supposed to watch it. You don't have to take breaths. Just notice how your neck. Go. Now we'll move our attention to our breath. Wherever you feel your breath, body. Change anything about your breath. Notice you get distracted, no longer focusing on the breath. Really okay. Recognize that you've been distracted. Any thoughts or mind active breath. Really okay. Recognize. memory from the past, thought about the future prizes. Recognize it active. Moment fell once. Second round. Okay. Bit of a stretch. A little stiff. Happen. Meditate a lot. Also, if you have any questions watching live, feel free after this round. Okay, so why don't we, for our last round, again, we'll be focusing on the breath, focusing on the breath. And this time I won't guide you. Be on your own. But just remember, very simple rules to follow. Just once you've noticed that you're distracted, put your attention back on the again and 5 times, 1,000 times. Doesn't matter. Time you know distracted. Right.